Yo, what's up, mother pluckers?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I wanted to make a T-shirt that says "What's up, mother pluckers," with like a duck.
With a duck on the back.
But we need more money, so let's not talk about that right now. So,
One day.
Soon. So welcome to another episode of Terror Trap, the after Halloween, I guess. This is what is it called? It's not post. Post is.
No, it's after.
It's after. Well, how do they call it?
Post.
It's post.
Post.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah, it's pre as before.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Post Halloween.
So post Halloween, I guess. This is
Show.
our hangover episode of Halloween.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't get hangover. I wish Halloween was a year thing. You know, the whole year.
Nah, we would just die, man. It's a lot of sugar.
The thing though that sucks. I'm not. Quick story. Quick story about we made for the kids. We made a haunted house outside. It took us, I think, from like 10 in the morning till like, let's say like 10 till 5, right when they were gonna start trick-or-treating. We finished it. Our candies ran out by like 8:30.
Wow.
And we took everything off. So it took literally like 20 minutes to take everything off. And all day to do the stupid haunted house. And I was like, I don't know.
At least you got kids. We got 4 kids, and now we have a bowl of candy.
Really?
Yeah.
You should have brought it.
I was like 4
You
kids.
should have brought it, man.
Oh,
I was like, because we got a bunch of families and stuff.
Yeah.
We were scaring. It was funny though, like because the whole family
No
was
heart attacks?
like with masks and stuff and scaring people, and it was hilarious because you could hear like the line. Basically, of people, like if we saw that it was little kids, we'd be like, hey, like easy on the scares, but you would hear like easy on the scares. Easy on the scares, hey, easy. And then like one of them wouldn't pick it up, and they were like
I got it.
And then we'd all be like mad, like, hey, we told you easy on the scares. And we were like, God damn. But it was cool. It was a cool night. As you can see, we just came from the movies. Well,
Yeah.
me and Dr. Porn. You had seen it before, I guess. But we went to see Terminator.
Dark
Fate,
Fate.
which is a weird ass name.
for it.
But it's way better than
I don't
some
know.
Terminators.
I feel like they should have just been like T3, the definite one, definitive edition.
The real T3.
I don't know. No, but we just came like literally like an hour.
Yeah, about an hour ago we just finished it.
And
I just got off work.
no, wait. By the way, the creep.
Stop to porn.
No wait.
And we just came from that. But before we get into it, I do wanna like, I guess do a little bit of spoilers. I'm not trying not to that much. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is more of an action movie than like something that you need to know like a lot of story about. Because a lot of the things that happen in this movie are.
They do reference.
But I would say it's almost I would say almost a remake in some sense with things, but
Well, it's like everything.
well,
other
T2,
kind
not
of
of
stories.
Up 2.
not at the first one.
No,
T2.
the second one.
Yeah. So I mean, I want to do a little bit of spoilers, but a lot of the things, to be honest, when you're watching it, are. This is not a criticism, but this is like it's a little predictable because it's an action movie at the end of the day. And if you saw, especially T2, you know the things that are gonna happen. You know what's next. You know who kind of is gonna die. You know all these
Yeah,
things.
you get a feeling, even if you haven't seen it, the small recap they do there from T2, you kind of get an idea of what's going to happen.
But before we talk about
The new one.
Terminator Dark Fate, which doesn't have a number, which I feel
Only
it
the
does
second
feel
one.
weird because,
Only the second one has a number.
but
Oh,
it
no,
does
the
feel
third
weird
one too.
because it's called
Yeah,
Terminator and then T2 Judgment Day, and then I feel like this one, if he's saying that it's, I'm not saying it should be T3. But
Just
at
watch
least-
the James Cameron one.
at least
Those are the
something-
main story.
Something in the bottom that says like
Like fuck the other one.
Yeah.
the true continuation. The other one's Christian Bale. But
And all the only.
but before that, so before we get into that one, we're gonna talk a little bit, I guess, about the older ones.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one, second one, I guess there's a third one, and there's a.
We'll talk about the previous ones
series.
in order.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
number
the
5.
series,
I
you're
guess it's 4, and the series I never saw, but I mean, just as a point of reference for this movie, because all these things came before Dark Fate.
Yeah.
So like Terminator, first
The
of all,
Terminator, the first one from
The Terminator.
1984.
from 1984, which like I love this movie. When you see it now, you see the 80s like
Oh,
Yeah.
everywhere. You see Sarah Connor with her big Farrah
Big
Fawcett
pu-
poofy
yeah,
hair,
poofy hair, and then
and even John Reese.
yeah, John Reese looks fucking
He
right
look-
now. He
yeah.
looks disheveled.
He has that
Yeah.
mullet, like feathery hair too.
And it's not John Reese, it's Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese, that's right, not John. But it's really 80s. This
Yeah.
movie's like super 80s. When you see the Terminator, which is Arnold, he's really
Even
young.
though he's flat top too, and like
yeah.
He seems a little slimmer than like what he looks. Now he has like that dad bod, I guess, like just buff or whatever.
Yeah.
But this one is a horror movie more than it is like an action movie.
Well, yeah, because it actually just freaks you out. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, why is there?
Well, there's this
killing machine from
400
the future?
whatever pound robot that's like trying to kill you basically, and Kyle Reese that comes from the future too.
And he's still a human, so
He's
that's
human,
Just,
so he's just like another
he
soldier.
can barely fight against the Terminator.
And
That's who helps.
Sarah Connor basically here, she's just
She's just a waitress and it's like a small
but what's it
diner.
called, the lady in distress, I guess. Like it's
Damsel,
The damsel
in
the
in
distress.
damsel in distress. So basically, she's not doing anything like crazy. Kyle Reese is not even that good of a fighter
He's
either.
just basically a small militia soldier. That's what he is.
And turns out, like this had to happen, I guess, for Sarah Connor
To actually have a child.
to actually have
Which is John, who
Kyle,
Kyle says like he's the one who makes humankind rise up against the machine.
which is weird because he had to come to the past to
but yeah,
impregnate
that's
her
the thing. Like
so that the savior could be born.
like Kyle and John never knew they were related.
It's
Because in the future, John meets his father and he's about the same age. And so he sends us back to protect his mom without knowing that's his dad.
Yeah.
which this
Then
movie
Sarah Connor just kept that for her. Because she thought that if she said something that she would just change. Everything would have changed in the future.
Which this movie's pretty cool because it only shows you a couple of glimpses of like the past, which looks like a typical 80s movie, I guess, science fiction movie. You just see
But
that
it's well done.
that beginning shot or whatever of
The machines just stepping on the skulls.
you see one, I think, and all the other ones are shadows. Like you don't even really see because I don't.
Yeah,
think,
you only see one, and
They
then
didn't
you
have
just see
CGI.
the giant robot, the one that looks like how can we say that? Godzilla. I mean, the robot from the monster truck shows.
But I thought that movie was cool. That like the what's it called? Yeah, I was like, he left me.
Thinking about that robot.
I remember the one that.
Yeah, I don't remember something about.
It comes out in The Simpsons.
Yeah, Tyrannus something or Scylla something. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
remember.
something like that. But I guess this movie doesn't have like that many special effects and stuff like that. I mean, it does, but
It
it's
has
not.
enough to actually make it a good movie.
Plus,
for
it's
the
not
80s.
heavy on like CGI because
Especially in the 80s. they're not
that's
gonna
when
have
like
CGI.
moving on to T2, Judgment Day, the second one,
Which
was
does
when
have-
CGI
Yeah.
was getting bigger and bigger. It was like
And that's when you get like the first where they're using a lot of CGI for the
T1000.
Yeah, T1000.
That was
which
pretty
is-
cool.
Yeah, it looks just like
it
pure
just looks like
mercury.
melting like mercury.
Yeah.
It just looks like
It was good for the time.
Yeah,
it was
well,
on,
and
you
I
know,
think it still looks pretty good.
well, I don't know. You watch them now, and you watch them on the new TVs and stuff. It's
Yeah,
like,
so
okay,
you
it looks a
catch
little.
the details from the old movies.
I don't
but
think
it's
it
still
looks
a good movie.
I don't think
still
it looks
has a
as
good
shitty though
plot.
as like some other ones that you watch and like the CGI is like
Oh yeah.
just completely because I think it helps too that they only had to make like that mercury kind of looking thing,
Yeah,
which
that
was
the
easy, I
hardest
guess.
thing. Well,
No, I think it was easy
For
because they don't have
the-
to get with texture. It's just reflection of things.
it came out in '91, but I think it was still kind of hard to do because even though it was already like a big budget movie compared
Well,
to the
I
first
remember
one,
watching
it
the.
was still kind of hard for those.
I remember watching the like behind the scenes or whatever how they did it. And, like it was like these crazy, I guess, like new technology that they were doing. Which, what's his name? The director,
James Cameron.
James Cameron. Like he's always been about like new technologies.
He does it on most of his movies. For example,
What,
Avatar,
Avatar
they
or the
created
3D?
a new 3D. Well,
Well, he
they
didn't
already
create it.
have a 3D camera, but they perfected it for the whole.
The whole movie.
Yeah.
Which, like that
And
movie
no
kinda
one else
sucks.
is using it.
But
I don't know why.
I'm not gonna go watch the other 7 Avatar movies.
No, fuck.
He says that he has like 4 in the making.
We don't care.
He thinks that we do because like it made like
What's next?
It was the
Titanic
highest-
2?
billions of
Rise
dollars
of the Titanic?
before the Avengers, I guess. But so then I guess in T2, the roles kind of changed because they send the newest technology
T-1000.
to kill John, which he's like already a teenager.
Because
and-
basically in the first one, the T-800
Dies.
dies and also fails the. his,
Yeah, but they send
protocol.
like I guess they send now that John Connor in the future, I guess like kind of like hacked T-800 and
Yeah.
like he sends it
They
back.
capture when they hacked it.
They send it back to protect I guess John Connor
And Sarah Connor.
Sarah
as well.
Connor.
But mainly John.
Which like the whole movie starts with Sarah Connor being like this crazy lady. She's in the asylum, and John Connor's like this like kid that's just like stealing money from ATMs.
Yeah,
and
he's just a hoodlum.
he's just a little asshole. Which
Yeah.
turns out that in real life,
In real life, he's
he's a
even
real
worse,
asshole
yeah.
too. But
With sausage fingers.
this
now.
movie I think it kind of perfect for what it is, for like an action
Yeah,
movie.
Uh-huh.
For me, it was really I enjoyed it a lot. Even I still do it because that's the first time you see John Connor, the savior of humanity, which you were waiting for him on the 80s. Obviously, he wasn't gonna appear. Just a small cameo. I can't remember who played the first John Connor in the '84 movie. But
No.
now you see John Connor,
I don't know. I
the
don't
real
remember.
one, and then damn, finally we have the savior.
But I like
He's a dick.
it has a
that's
lot
it?
of like really iconic.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that much. It's still a kid.
It has a lot of like really iconic moments that like to the day are referenced like in a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
the chasing with a motorcycle and the shotgun. That's where it came from the first time the reloading of that shotgun that
Oh
he
yeah,
had,
where he spins
where
it.
he just like spins it.
Yeah.
It came from that. There's a lot of like
Same
really
time, everyone wanted a Harley after that.
really cool things that happened in that movie. Really iconic. That's the being badass, like sunglasses. Give me your boots. Your
Oh yeah, he gets the strippers.
yeah. And I mean
jacket and the leather pants.
that movie created a lot of iconic too, like one-liners. That's where the "I'll be back." Well, he says
No,
it in
I'll
the
be
first
back
one.
on the
Yeah.
first one.
He
That's
says it in the
where it
first one,
came
but he
out.
says I'll be back here too. He says "Hasta la vista, baby."
Yeah, that's when he learns to say "Hasta la vista."
He says "Hasta la vista, baby." And in this movie,
You get to
Arnold doesn't kill anybody at all.
Oh no, that's because John tells him like,
Yeah,
don't
but he
kill
doesn't.
anyone.
There's no
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 human
casualties for him. So like I think that's cool. Like
Which even makes it harder for the T-800 to protect John Connor because he has to avoid now killing, like collateral damage. Let's call it.
I like that it's a big part of this movie. What gives it a lot of heart is that John Connor's trying to teach this robot to be human.
Even though it's
by telling him like,
fucking AI.
oh, why don't you want me to kill? It's like, well, like these people have families and stuff too. Like, well, okay, like oh,
Yeah, and throughout the movie, the Terminator,
And
the
there's a
T-800 keeps
learning.
learning, like
well,
why
and by the end of the
understanding
movie,
everything.
I think that the Terminator actually does learn something.
Yeah.
Because it like he is sad that he's like going to have to die or whatever.
Yeah, and he just self-destructs in a way because
Mm-hmm.
literally they cannot do it, even though they're already done with the mission.
Which that kind
They
of
just
sucks.
keep going and going, but he just lowering himself.
That
to
kind
a
of
lava
sucks
pit.
about
Yeah.
this because I was trying to wonder. I guess that movie to me it's like a pretty awesome action movie. To me, it's like
That's really good action.
almost a perfect movie. But I didn't know how they were going to the to this new one before we get into it. But like, just I didn't know how they was gonna get into it, and to me, it was a little bit of like kind of a cop out. But to tell the truth, I didn't know how they were going to do
Yeah.
it.
Because it was gonna. It's still kind of hard to top off.
Okay,
one good movie.
But
with-
after that,
with a
the
continuation.
other ones that continued before before Dark Fate was Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines.
Yeah, that was T3 actually.
T3.
Rise of the Machines.
Rise of the Machines. That one was with the Terminator was a girl,
Yeah, female now.
and she was like
let's see
made
who-
of something else. No, she
She was.
was
half
like
and
both
half.
of things, huh? Yeah.
She was what was it? T8000, I think it was a model now. Let me check.
I mean, the action.
TX. It was a TX.
The action was alright for that one, but the CGI is fucking terrible.
Yeah, it fucking rushed in that.
They
one.
did everything CGI. That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's what I hated because
There's
of the
a scene in that one where she's turning her hand into a weapon, which is a flamethrower, which it was the only thing left functional, and that fucking flame is still CGI.
But no, you see everything like the.
What the hell? You just get a little flamethrower.
Or they have like a chase scene or whatever on a fire truck or something. I don't know. But I remember.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't a fire truck. It was like it was crane.
That crane. But every single thing in that fucking is
The
CGI.
driving was real. You can see that on the
Well,
how
that
they make the
fucking-
movie, but everything that flew off of that thing was just CGI.
That shit fucking sucked. Like, and it took the heart out of the movie. Like,
It just became a simple action.
I don't even
Just
remember
with
how it
everything.
ended or whatever. I fucking.
What year was that?
That was done in
2000 some shit,
oh,
no?
yeah, 03.
I was like, that fucking movie. I saw it and I remember I was like,
It's just action and sci-fi.
I was like, it's not
that
too
one, so
terrible, but once I thought about it, like later on, I was like, I don't care. Like, I didn't care.
Yeah, you don't even care for the storyline anymore. 'Cause it's just shooting.
It's like a
explosions.
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
just
same.
like-
There's no storyline, even if
Action.
they try to.
Yeah, you
it
just go
suck.
to hear how much loud it gets.
And now this time they're not protecting John Connor mainly. The T-800 that comes back, it's reprogrammed by John Connor's wife, played by Claire Danes, which her name is Kate Brewster on the movie.
fucking Juliet
Yeah,
from
her.
Romeo and Juliet.
And she's the one. She's the one who sent it back to protect her, because apparently at that time in the future, John's already dead, and she's the one who continue to let's say guide the rebellion.
Well, that movie doesn't count according to James Cameron.
James Cameron just says, "Fuck that one."
No, it's because he didn't have
Fuck
the
all the other
rights.
ones.
Because he had sold the rights to,
Yeah, at the time he
to,
probably
I
needed
guess
it.
Universal or whoever
Well,
it
he needed it
is.
for Titanic.
But he sold it and he couldn't do anything to it.
And they
until
cast
it-
a shitty John
un-
Connor. Man.
until it I guess until it expired.
Yeah.
So that's why when it expired, he
came back and
made
bought
Dark
it.
Fate. But
And the John Connor here, it sucked. Played by Nick Stahl. Like, he just looked like a hobo. Everything that he learned from his mom, Sarah,
I think we were
just
all
went out the window.
I think we were all expecting way too much from the John Connor.
We're always
character.
gonna expect more of John
because
Connor.
in T2 he's just a kid. So it's
You
like,
let it go, and he's learning at the time.
to
too,
tell you
as
the
well.
truth, the badass person in T2 is Sarah.
Yeah.
It's Sarah and the
Even
Terminator.
on the first one, because she's a dancer in distress, and then she keeps learning in a small amount of time, and she can fucking fight at the end of the movie. Not as well as she does.
Well,
in
it's because
T2.
it's a cool thing because it's basically the whole
Yeah, and-
mother, you know, like
Yeah,
trying to save her
cub.
kid. So it's like, I get it, you know, I get it, like how they say, like, oh, don't mess with my kid or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing she knows after that from T2 and on, I guess. Which, I mean, that T3 to me, I fucking forgot about it. And then I remember Terminator Salvation came out, and I was already just burnt out on Terminator. So I didn't even go see
Yeah,
that.
that's the one with Christian Bale. It came out in 09.
I saw part of it. I guess I saw the beginning.
I did saw the whole thing because to be honest, I wasn't so excited about this one, even though it was gonna be placed on the future with the war against the machines. But the reason I really wanted to see is because of Christian Bale. That whole small controversy that
Plus,
he
it was
had.
when
he
he
went
had-
all nuts on
It was when he was
production
doing
of it.
that and then Batman right after. But
Yeah.
that movie, the thing
No,
that
he
I
did Batman first.
the thing that I least like about the Terminator series is when they're showing me too much of the future. I don't want to see too much of the future.
If you keep it as still an enigma, because each time they say the past, the future changes, right? So if they still keep that one, that's how you get kind of interested in the movie.
Yeah, I don't
But
wanna,
now you're showing the future, and like we already know it's gonna be a dystopian.
I
future,
like
so-
that whole part of just like the machines, like, you know, like, oh, you see the skulls and whatever. And that's it. Like, I don't really need to see what other robots are there. Like
What new models are there, and then we have motorcycle robots.
I don't really give too much shit, so that's why for Terminator Salvation, I was just like, yeah,
Yeah, well, it wasn't even that.
I can
good.
skip it. So then that TV show comes out, which is
Yeah, after that, I
the-
don't know if
the
it's
Sarah
alright. So the
Connor-
movie was on 09, so let's see, Sarah.
Sarah Connor Chronicles. which lasted for seasons, I think, for like quite a while,
It
maybe
lasted
2 or
too.
3.
So
But
first I
apparently,
hear of it.
huh?
That's the first I hear of it.
Really? No, I heard of it like a lot, but I never. I don't know. I wasn't too interested because, to me, the series is called The Terminator. Like, I want to see the Terminator,
Not just
and I don't
Yeah.
even mean like a new Terminator, or I want to see Arnold. Like, I want to see him.
It came out before.
Yeah, so it started before.
Salvation. I know, no, wait, before the other movie.
Yeah,
They came out in '08, and it only lasted for a year, and 1 hour episodes. Doesn't say it was.
Well,
Nope.
people loved it.
It's good because the thing I like is that they follow Sarah Connor before John was born, so you kind of learn like how she began to like learn this different shit. Like even on T2, John mentions that all the guys his mom was dating were like just these militia guys from different countries, and that's how she learned. And how he learned a few stuff for hacking. Remember, he was hacking like an ATM machine.
It's like that's the thing that when they give too much
And
like
it was-
backstory to things, it's like
Lena Headey was Sarah Connor. So, what's her name on Game of Thrones? Cersei.
Cersei.
That was Sarah Connor.
Yeah, that's right. And then Shirley Manson was a robot. What was she?
Yeah, she
was
was.
like a
She was.
Terminator, no?
Yeah, the Terminator was protecting her, and Thomas Dekker, who I don't know if the fuck he was John Connor. He was like a teenager.
Well, I guess
He
that
was
was
in love with
that
the
was a
fucking
TV
Terminator
show
in
that
that
came
series.
out. Whatever. I think people liked it.
He has his fan base, but
I never watched
Wasn't
it.
enough. You know how networks work. That
I kind of did want to watch it because Shirley Manson, you know, like I love Garbage, and her accent, her like Scottish accent is like super heavy.
No, yeah, Shirley Manson, but she was the evil one. She was the one controlling Skynet.
So Skynet was
Yeah,
still a
so
big
I
part
was
of
wrong.
this.
Yeah, Skynet was being controlled by a Terminator, and let me see what was the protector. Summer Glow was Cameron
Well,
Phillips.
who cares?
She was the protector at that time.
To tell you the truth, I don't know.
But
Whatever.
she was also I think she was like a T900. They were calling her.
So after that, I guess like now we got to today,
No,
2019.
not yet. We still have one more movie.
What other movie?
Salvation.
That's the one we were talking
No,
about.
there's another one. Hold on.
I was
Oh,
like,
Genesis.
oh, that's right. I
Where-
fucking forgot about that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, that was. It's just
That
one
was
just
like
pissed
super
me off.
CGI too.
Yeah, it was a lot of CGI. That one came out in what was it, 2015? That was 2 hours long. That was the longest one so far.
I fucking forgot
And,
about that movie, man.
That's where Jason Clarke was John Connor.
Who was the
And-
bad guy? Was it another melty guy?
No, John Connor was a bad guy there.
Oh,
He
that's right. I remember. Yeah, like they
And
show you.
Jake Courtney played the.
But they show
Kyle
you.
Reese.
They show you in the trailer. They show you that John
he's
Connor
the
is a
bad guy,
robot.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's so fucking stupid. They showed it in the
Basically,
trailer.
Skynet captures him.
I
and
remember that they
then-
showed it in the
Yeah.
trailer at the end that like John Connor is a fucking robot, and
The
you're
only
like,
good
why
thing
did they ruin?
Yeah, the only good thing about this movie is that Emilia Clarke was there, and you can see the silhouette of her body.
Oh, that fucking movie sucked. though. You can
that's
see
it.
that shit in other things.
I,
you
I
know, like,
actually, I liked Emilia Clarke, but don't fuck with the original Sarah Connor. Come on,
the Genesis was.
she's like half her height.
Oh yeah, that shit was fucking crap. I know.
Yeah, it was really bad, and
I
then
fucking forgot about
you
that.
actually have a face. Now they put a face on Skynet, which was a different name. It was like an app they were gonna release, and I forgot about the
Nah,
app.
fuck this.
But Matt
Like that.
Smith, that was the face for Skynet, basically.
Yeah, that movie. No, fuck that movie.
Yeah, we just leave it like that. We'll just move on.
Yeah, cause that's just forgettable as hell.
See why they say only 1 and 2
Who the fuck
Yeah,
for
cares?
this third
And now-
one,
yeah.
or this one that came out recently.
So now Dark Fate.
Now we're moving to
So
2019.
2019, Dark Fate.
And finally, James Cameron comes.
I saw like those teaser trailers. I thought that a lot of the movie. Spoiler alert, just in case. But I thought that the movie was gonna be most about Sarah Connor. Like I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what the teaser trailers.
What was it gonna
let
be
you know-
about?
let you to believe.
I thought it was gonna be about. Yeah, but I didn't see the trailer.
Oh yeah.
I saw the teaser, which just shows you Sarah Connor, basically.
True.
That's it. It doesn't show you
Yeah,
much.
the trailer shows another one, and it kind of ruins it because
'Cause it
there's
does-
a scene that she said like, "Oh, she's because I used to be her." Like Maybe
'Cause
that new girl that Sarah Connor.
it doesn't
Genre,
show
I don't
you
know.
Arnold. It doesn't show you.
The teaser doesn't.
So I was like, well, I was going in almost like in the dark. I didn't know, a lot of it.
This is one of the movies that I didn't even look on.
The only
If
couple
I get
of
like a YouTube, like oh, here's a review, like no.
the only couple of things that I saw was that Ezra Furlong was like signed to be in it.
Yeah, I was so excited. I'm like, yes, the original John Connor.
That when they signed what's her name? Sarah Connor. What's her name?
Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton. When they signed her too, I was like, okay, that's cool. Arnold was also.
Well, no,
he was gonna be there.
Even
So,
if it was CGI in another movie.
so I was like, okay. I was like, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to see that CGI which in Genesis where you see the CGI Arnold. So I was like, I don't know about
no,
that.
It wasn't Genesis. It was on Salvation. He's just fully CGI.
No, but in Genesis he comes out as CGI too, like when he's the younger one.
Oh,
You remember it's like the old one versus the younger one?
Yeah, you're right.
It's
But
stupid.
this is the old one against the first one.
Yeah, but it looks fucking retarded.
Yeah,
Because they
yeah.
made him like, they even dressed him like the 80s. Like the
He still had the same fucking jacket. That
But
green
it-
one, that army kind of looking one.
But
with spikes.
why would he come back like in the 80s dress? I don't know, retarded.
Well, the movie starts in the.
It
80s.
was just a fan, I guess, like for
Yeah.
fan service. But so this movie, I was a little worried too. I was like, well, I don't know. I know it's James Cameron, but all these directors start getting older too, and they start
Yeah, they kind of go see now.
they start going like into like maybe we should appeal to the young ones or
Like
whatever.
no, keep to the original ones, and the young ones will learn.
So I mean, it started
That's the way to
whatever. I think the first thing that I really liked was that pretty much the savior for this movie. I'm not gonna say who it is, or whatever, but the savior for this movie is a Mexican,
Yeah,
and
that's
this,
a big fuck you now.
and not and not Mexican American, like
Not just
Just
full
Mexican.
blown.
Mexican.
Yeah, full blown.
So
So
I
it
love
has the accent and everything.
I
It's
love that
awesome.
not because it's Mexican, but because it's not an American person. They always make the the greatest hero of them all is gonna be like
It's
this
from the U.S.
this American person, which I mean I don't mind if it's a good story or whatever, but
But it's always.
I really like that because at the end of the day it doesn't matter where she was from, like at the end of the day the whole world is shit.
It's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that it's it's portrayed by a minority basically, and I was telling him that the bad guy, the only thing that the bad guy needed was a MAGA hat to like make it seem like I hate this Mexican or whatever. But I was like, I really like that part. To me, it seemed like a Robert Rodriguez move. Robert Rodriguez
Yeah,
always
he will
been,
put that twist.
he would always put the Mexican up front, and like that was cool. I really like that. I like that they really show you too up front, not like in John Connor's case, but that
Like his
basically
fate.
they take away all her family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you see it. You kind of see it, like, and it sucks. I mean, you don't see the dad, I guess, but.
But you can imagine, like, oh yeah, he opened the door. He's done.
I like that they didn't do things exactly like in T2, because a lot of things are really similar.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the scenes
Well,
are
yeah,
like
you
really
gotta-
similar.
You gotta see that when they came out with it, it was a brand new idea, and now you gotta like keep it going. So how do we keep it going? Like just
It does kind of make sense though that it's kind of like that saying that like the history repeats itself. So it's like
Yeah,
because
it
it
just changed the
basically
timeline,
happened the
that's
same, almost the same thing. I mean, there are different circumstances and there's different things, I guess, but almost the same thing. I'll ask you guys about what you thought about like the bad guys and the good guys or whatever. But this new Terminator, I guess, which is Terminator,
yeah.
which I don't think she's a
Name is Gabriel
Terminator.
Luna.
No, but I mean the girl, the protector, I guess.
Oh, you mean the
Uh,
Mackenzie Davis? Her name is
Grace?
Grace on the movie.
Well, Grace, I don't think she's. I mean, she's more human, I guess. She's being.
She's technically human.
She's
but
Iron
she's
Man.
been enhanced. Yeah, she's kind of.
she's Iron Man. She has-
Yeah. But she's an enhanced human.
I like.
And throughout the movie, you learn how
She's
got
cool
that,
as shit.
to that point.
She's cool as shit. She's I like, I guess, like her origin story and all that. But to me, the thing that took away from it is that she's a little whiny. She's a little like,
Yeah, she is, but
she's over.
That's what makes her human.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it, but to me, like, she's like super overprotective. But because what I liked about T2 is that the the protector's mission is, well, I'm gonna protect John Connor and that's it. And that's what it is. Like, he's not like, oh, it's because I have feelings for him, you know.
No.
It's because
It's
like
my mission.
It's like this is what I
like,
was told to do.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
But she's still human, so she's gonna get attached or something.
No, well, and this is not just attachment. Like, she has
she's
I guess a personal attachment from, like, years and years. And I get it, but it's just like that it's good, like when you're annoyed at your mom because she's being overprotective. It's like, it's like, oh, come on, just leave me the fuck alone. Like, I got it.
Taking the shit, mom.
I got it.
I do have paper.
At the beginning of it, I got it, but it came to the point where this girl was like yelling at her, like, dude, come on,
like,
man, like,
just shut up and let me.
like, don't be fucking stupid. Especially when you learn who she is and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you should trust her. I do get it though. It's like, it's not a completely bad thing. It's not. But that's
what makes her good at this as a protector, because you're like, God damn, just stop being like that bitch.
But that point where they see, I guess, Arnold again. Yeah. That's when the movie just. I mean, to me, for real, Terminator is Arnold, and truly the best parts of this movie are the Arnold.
Yeah, you always want to see Arnold.
I mean,
I expect to see him.
I don't even mind Linda Hamilton is pretty good. She's really good in it.
Yeah, she's kicking ass in this.
But when just,
even more as
I don't know if it's me, like, being a fanboy or whatever, but when you see Arnold and the way at the beginning, I was like, it's kind of cheesy, that he has a family and like that, this and that.
But then you learn why he has a family.
But it makes sense from going from what Connor was trying to teach.
Yeah.
The
second T800
to like this one, for it to have been years and years.
Yeah,
and he did learn all these things.
Yeah. And what they kept something about, let's call it the Genesis movie, is that the T800 can age when it comes to all the things that look human, basically.
Yeah, but he looked old in that one.
Yeah, and now he looks all like apart. So it's good they kept that one, because they never said that on T1 and T2. They never said that the flesh they have on it's gonna age. It's just gonna age slowly. That's it.
So what did you think about, like, these two? Let's say, like, these opposite characters. So
yeah, the Savior and the original.
Like the Terminator and the Protector, I guess.
Not much needs to be said from the Terminator. It's like,
yeah,
he was on a mission just to kill.
Yeah.
That's. But yeah, she was a bit overprotective. I agree. But that was her mission. In the military background, that was just what she was trying to do.
She looks cool as shit in that beginning part.
Yeah.
Because that too, the movie starts and it's right into action.
The first 10 minutes I think it was. No,
not even.
Let's say 5 minutes probably. Action starts.
Not even. Yeah, like it's fast.
You do get 5 minutes of non-action. Mm-hmm. When they're following Danny Ramos, which is the new Sarah Connor, let's go like that.
My thing though with her, it's just like, for her being the new savior, it's just like her family had to have died, so they had to have come back to the past to kill her family. So what if they didn't ever come back to the past? I mean, would they still have been killed, and would she have still been the new?
I mean, this is a big that I told my cousin, Dr. Porn. This is a thing that I like, a little grudge that I have with all these movies, which is like, if the fucking computers are so like, the machines are so like fucking highly intelligent and all this shit.
They're AI, so
that they can send somebody back in time and do all this shit.
Like
fucking
them at the nursery.
Send them when they're at the daycare.
When they don't know how to pick up a gun.
Like, send them when they're at the daycare, when they're fucking shopping at the mall. Like, why do they always send them when it's like,
on this one,
right on their prime?
But
like,
on this one, they cleared that loophole. Let's say, on this one, when Sarah Connor explains why she's still killing Terminators.
Yeah.
They do explain that a little bit in a way.
But she couldn't have killed that new guy.
Well, yeah, the new one, the Remnant now. 'Cause
That,
they're
I,
no
think
longer
I mean,
Terminators.
it doesn't make sense, but like whatever. I mean, it's a fucking movie about robots, you know.
Yeah,
but
it's
whatever.
just frustrating sometimes when they
But
do
it-
go back in time.
But it is like
Yeah.
from the beginning. Why didn't you just send it like from when nobody knew that there was like time fucking, time traveling robots? Why didn't you just fucking do that?
or if they
shit?
know that that's the person that's gonna stop them or have a probable cause
Yeah,
of
it's like
stopping
when
them.
they-
It's
yeah.
like then goes kill Sarah when she's a child and she won't be.
It's-
Before she was
or
even
even
born, she
that.
killed the
Exactly.
parents.
And then you won't have anybody to stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
later
that's-
on.
I
But,
mean,
But
I
then
think
that's when you create a
time
different
travel stuff is
yeah,
just so
and then that's when
complicated.
all those subjects about time travel, like but you're gonna create a new line, and then someone else.
Because that's
it'll
what
be
I
a
was-
loophole. Basically.
That's what I was
No,
telling.
like a circle.
That's what I was telling him too. Sarah Connor basically by stopping, by stopping what he
Judgment
stopped Skynet. Skynet doesn't exist anymore, which means that the Terminators, those at least Arnold's Terminators, the T-800s don't exist.
They
So
shouldn't
how
have.
is he there?
They shouldn't have.
But I was like,
Yeah,
how is
well,
he there?
The only way we could put it is like he got stuck in that timeline. That's it.
But
and there's to explain more of that, no one can.
it's because time travel is just
Yeah,
because like
if they destroyed Skynet completely,
Yeah, you should, like,
then where did
literally-
these new models come from?
Well,
the
it-
region?
Well, this one they sent like a bunch of Terminators for the same timeline for T2 to kill John Connor.
but let alone like that, but the old ones like Arnold,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he should
He should have
disappear.
disappeared.
yeah, because there's no more
Because there's
Skynet.
no, it
Exactly.
doesn't exist. So it's like if my parents were never born, then I
You
shouldn't
would've-
be here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know, like those things, I kind of like like
But
the-
no one gets the whole
No,
That's
no,
just
no.
travel
overthinking
good.
a
Yeah.
movie, but you're still kind of like, well, it would have been better if.
Yeah, because
But-
we've seen so many time travel movies, and all of them have different theories. And
I
all
think
that,
the one
so
that's
now we
kinda-
can formulate a lot of. those
that's
things,
kind of
and
the
we're
best-
never gonna get a conclusion.
I think the one that's kind of the best one in fuck Avengers because
No, that was
Yeah,
so
because
wrong, too.
Hulk says something.
No,
The
that
best
shit-
one is Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is
Yeah.
the best one
That
because
one they did it perfect.
even Doc is saying this is
Don't-
gonna create another timeline.
Yeah.
This is the timeline you're in. You're gonna go to the other one, and
so you have
then
to go back.
whatever you do to that
gotta
timeline,
go to
that's gonna
when it would
change to
change.
yeah. So
Obviously, the time continuum has been disrupted, creating this new temporal event sequence resulting in this alternate reality.
English, Doc.
Here. Let me illustrate. Imagine that this line represents time. Here's the present, 1985, the future, and the past. Prior to this point in time, somewhere in the past, the timeline skewed into this tangent, creating an alternate 1985. Alternate to you, me, and Einstein, but reality for everyone else.
yeah, it is kind of bullshit though that like the people in the pictures like slowly disappear. Because fuck that. If like something happens and like
It's
All of
gone.
them right away.
yeah, right
But
away,
they have
you-
to give him time.
even
That's
yourself.
why.
Yeah, of course, I get that. But
But
I
as
think-
far as everything, like it was.
as far as
it
the
was flawless.
explanation,
Yeah.
it's a way better explanation than this one.
Oh, for sure.
Because even like Sarah Connor didn't know that Skynet didn't exist anymore because she was still killing.
She still thought it
Terminators
was
and
still
Terminators.
going on because she was getting the 6 messages with coordinates. Like,
And I guess
you're getting a new
I guess at
Terminator
the end of the day, she killed all of them, except for
the new
for
one.
Arnold. Which
Yeah,
that
well, except for this, let's call it the second T-800 that went for John Connor.
yeah, that's the
That's still the original one that was kind of like a father figure to John Connor. He died.
that's the other
It's
that's
still
the
on.
thing that I said that it was kind of a cop out of how they were going to continue this movie, which is basically like instead of telling you like oh he didn't die or whatever, it's like oh they had sent a bunch of other ones, you know, like come on man, like
Like, we can spoil this.
so
one.
then why didn't they just send like 300 of them at the same fucking time?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't fucking make sense.
And can we spoil this movie now, or?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
You're fucking spoiling.
Well, since we already have the new Terminator, which is still the same a different model for the T-800 that was sent at the same time as the one that was a father figure for John Connor in T2. He finally catches up in I think it was Guatemala when he catches up with Sarah and John. He kills John. That's it. Well, I like that one. I wasn't expecting that Furlong to just be a kid.
Yeah, and like
But-
for it to come out for like 3
Yeah,
seconds
they
because
probably-
you saw his back.
He probably was just signed in to get all those balls put in his head
That's
so
what
they
I
can
thought.
CGI his head into
Oh,
the younger John. But
They didn't
he
even
died.
need him. They didn't even need to say that they signed him. They signed onto him.
They probably did it for marketing stuff.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I was
a
like, oh, where is
publicity
he?
Because
stuff.
everyone was so excited about Linda Hamilton coming back as Sarah Connor.
I
And
think
then
she's
you see,
fucking
like,
cool,
John's
especially-
coming too. Like, oh shit.
Especially because
Yeah.
how old is Linda Hamilton? Because she's old.
Oh, I think she's in her 60s.
She was fucking kicking ass, man.
Yeah.
Like she looked
1956. Yeah, she's around her 60s.
She looked fucking
Because
great. I mean,
Schwarzenegger, he's like 73, I think.
they both look great, but like I mean, like
For their
Sarah
age,
Connor
yeah.
doing all the shit that she's doing. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck,
she's
dude.
still a badass. Even more now because she's older and more pissed off because they killed John.
And I like
Yeah.
that too. That at the end of the, basically at the end of the movie, Sarah Connor is the one that's gonna make the new
The new savior.
into a badass. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's basically gonna be her mother, and
Yeah,
she
and
even says herself,
she's
it's
the
like,
mentor.
She's John, like, so she wants to protect her, like.
But
to
it
protect
what I
John.
liked in this movie is that Sarah thinks that this new savior, what was the name of her? Danny Ramos was the name of the character. She thinks that
that she's
she's
gonna be a
like
mother.
the new her, like
Yeah.
the new Sarah. Like, oh, they just want to destroy your womb because you're gonna give
Have
birth to the new
to
savior.
the man. He said
Yeah,
to the man.
And then that's that small twist for this movie. Like,
It's like,
no,
oh,
she
you are
is
the
the
savior.
savior. That's
Wish
when Grace explains everything.
Wish I saw that shit coming from a long.
At first, you're like, she's probably the new Sarah, but the the
I
more
never thought-
protective Grace became, like, yeah, she's
I never thought that
she
she's
the one.
is the one.
I never thought that she was the new Sarah.
And kind of when they went into the future, when it's just like, oh, you need to protect the captain.
Yeah,
And then when you saw it was a woman on the floor,
that's the
you're like,
captain.
oh, it's just her.
Yeah, that's when, if you don't get it by that time, then
Then
you're
you're
just
just-
not paying attention.
I
You're
think
just
the
dumb.
thing that where they didn't get me that I didn't know was the connection between Grace and Danny. I guess I didn't know exactly where that connect. I kind of
No,
knew
me
that they were
neither.
gonna know each other,
Uh-huh.
but not in what way
But
or what
and
was it
then-
gonna be.
Then they show that scene where the captain is just danger and they need to save him. Like, oh, that's probably the connection. She saw her. She thinks she just fell for
they
that.
know each other from the army.
Because that's when she volunteers to become an enhanced human.
So that's that like
And then, but almost by the end, that's when she tells why. That's because Danny saved her. Because
well when she was a
when
kid.
the
or
machines
whatever.
attack, no one rise up. Like every human was against everyone. Like they just kill each other for food and shelter, whatever. And then she saved her before she gets killed. And that's when the whole let's
And
call
she
it
started the whole revolution.
yeah, the
basically.
whole. She already started a militia at that time, a small one, and
Yeah.
then it became an army.
So yeah, she's the one that's gonna save the.
Yeah, she is this new.
I was like,
savior.
the only thing, why didn't she look a little older? When
Yeah.
they went to the future.
I
Why
mean,
didn't they should,
I guess those braids were.
Yeah,
That was to make her
that's
look
what
old.
made her like.
I guess those braids were their way
They
of
could've
saying like
just
she's
put at
old.
least some fucking gray hair on her.
Yeah.
At least.
Because I was like, she looked exactly the same when she
But
was
then-
looking at Grace when she was a
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future they have like
But
this
then they
cream.
showed the last scene where she's actually looking at Grace with her family. Like she still looks kind of the same.
That
age
was just
when
like
she
a
find
few
her.
days after
Yeah.
I also
So, but they also never tell when the new Judgment Day is gonna come.
49.
Oh,
It was
yeah, you're right.
2049.
Then you're
so it was
right,
only
yeah.
20 years into the future, and she still looks like she was
Yeah,
18, 19.
yeah.
I like to the throwback at the end, kind of when he goes to see Grace again. It's basically the fucking playground. It's,
But that's the thing.
it looks
Grace
exactly like the playground where.
looks like the same age when she got saved
Exactly.
by Danny. So they screwed up there. She should have been just a little child, or maybe a
Exactly.
baby. Because it's.
See, but then that goes again just
Who
to the
knows?
whole
Yeah.
time era
That's
and stuff.
nitpicking.
That's the old age of James Cameron, right
But
there.
yeah, like they throw back to that scene of Linda Hamilton watching the basically thinking about how the world just fucking ends and you see the playground like go into flames with the kids. And
Yeah, that's a throwback for T2.
so the like just the fact that they go and like everybody's in the playground like playing and shit and
nothing
and
blows
Grace
up.
basically is gonna be her savior.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. They have a lot of like throwbacks. I like too that they're always into like a little bit like into the brink of like being super cheesy and they don't do it.
Yeah.
Like when Arnold is gonna grab the glasses. They're like, oh, he's gonna put on the glasses and he
He
doesn't.
just looked
Like,
in,
no.
was in the mirror and was like,
He's just like,
"Nah."
nah.
I
Like you
haven't
thought
had
he was gonna
special-
put his jacket and shit.
Well, he had a leather jacket,
Yeah,
but it
but-
wasn't the same.
Yeah.
It looked like a leather jacket that your grandpa would put on.
Yeah, and it still has like those little moments too, you know, like
Yeah,
I
but
do,
the glasses,
drapes,
yeah.
you know.
I'm glad that he didn't put the glasses on. Like,
No,
like
I'm
that
glad
would
that
be
they went
way.
the way.
It would be too cheesy, man. Like,
I
keep
like
away the glasses.
That's what I'm telling you. Like they were
Make
trying
him look
to
old like he is.
to get all the like fucking the fan service to get like, oh
I'm not gonna lie,
shit.
they got a little bit chicken. Those what's it called? Yeah, the goosebumps. Like, oh, he's gonna put him on. Like he didn't. Like, oh, that's even better.
Yeah, I like
he's
the way
not the same T800.
Because even when like
Oh,
he
no.
disappears for a little bit and everybody thinks he's dead, I'm like, yeah, he's not dead. They're gonna show him die.
Yeah,
There's no way he just
he's not gonna
disappears.
die just from
No, no,
falling
no.
down. No.
I was like, no.
Well, not
fuck
falling
that.
down, but basically exploding, just simple like that. He's got to.
Water?
He's got.
Of course not.
He's got to make a big sacrifice because when they try to kill the what's it called, the Rev 9, this is the new one, and they explain that they need like an electromagnetic pulse or some strong weapon, which they don't have. Like if you remember on, I think it was.
That shit was from fucking the Matrix. Right?
Yeah, it was like I think remember if it was T1 or T2 where they mentioned that they have a nuclear core. Like you can just use that as a fucking small nuclear weapon. You can blow that shit. That's it. But you need to be far away. And they show that one on T3, the shitty one, when he has in a failure on the chest, so he just rips it out, takes it apart, and just drops it on the ground in the desert, and just blows up. And it's like a small nucleus. It makes the shroom and everything. Just push them a little bit further.
All right, at the end, I'm gonna remind me to mention there is a good game for Terminator.
Oh, all right.
But I mean, I really like. They have a lot of reference to like to scenes and shit. Like let's say like that explosion, and then you know the Terminator coming out of the explosion. They have this. He kind of looks like. I mean, when he's I guess all melty and shit, he looks like Venom. To
Yeah,
me,
he kind of looks like.
it's kind of like Venom.
Because his new Rev 9, it's two robots basically in one. You have
the
the
exoskeleton and-
that's one. That's probably the main one.
with the like,
Yeah, we have like the fucking cabeza sumida. And then you have they're still using the T1000 technology there, the Mercury one, but it looks more like a black goo, which makes it.
it looks fucking
look more
badass
like
too.
Venom.
When Sarah Connor like shows up, and she's just like whatever, like she's just
Like,
like
she
comes in,
doesn't
starts shooting,
give a
and
shit.
throws a grenade and like whatever.
And
just-
she's the one that uses that I'll be back line. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
And she
that
just
was
says-
cool.
And she says it like, I'll be back. Like she
Like,
doesn't say like I'll be back or some
She
shit.
just goes, I'll be back.
Yeah, I
let me
like that they
finish
don't
this
go into
motherfucker.
that cheesy line. You know,
Yeah.
like it has some cheesy moments. I mean, it's an action
Yeah,
movie.
but
And Arnold, no matter whatever he says, he makes everything into a fucking one-liner because of
well,
his
yeah,
accent.
it's his language, man. That's how he talks.
Because of his accent. That's what everybody says. I was watching this YouTube video where like he's talking about like how all his one-liners. Like I never thought that that was gonna become a one-liner,
No.
but that people tell him like, "Come on, can you say it?" And he's like, "Which one?" Or whatever. And it's
Which
like,
one of all?
Put the cookie down.
The shopper, the cookie,
No.
the I'll be back.
No, and
not a tumor.
it's not a
It's
tumor.
See?
Yes?
Is your daddy a fireman? He's probably big. Is he a wrestler? Is he a basketball coach?
No.
What's the matter?
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
To the kid.
Yeah.
To the kid, he's like, maybe you have a tumor. So it's not a tumor.
He has a one-liner for every movie he's
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I mean, he's badass. You know, like that's
That's
the
why
way
he
is.
became the governor.
And which sucked. Like, let's not remember
Yeah,
those
still,
times.
but
he was a Republican, so
doesn't matter.
He was
still the
anti-weed and all this
governor.
shit. I'm like, come on, man.
Was
He was
the
saying
gov-
a lot of stupid shit too. But whatever, I guess
That's a different.
that's a different
subject.
story. As an actor,
His
though,
movies are.
as an
Yeah.
actor,
Let's keep the movies on.
I was like, I'm trying to think of a bad Arnold Schwarzenegger, like a bad one that I don't want to like.
A movie you didn't enjoy? Twins?
No, I liked it. I like Twins.
Yeah, you cannot say. I have nothing that I can come up right
Kindergarten Cop is awesome.
Oh, that's good.
now. Oh,
The
yeah.
Running Man is awesome.
It's one of the best Running Man. And then you have what's the one that made it?
Total Recall is
Total
fucking
Recall is
awesome.
fucking
Maybe The Sixth Day. Maybe. That's the one I remember the least.
It'll probably be in the bottom of the list.
Collateral Damage was I liked it.
And I
one.
liked it too. Then you have the one that's where he's fighting the devil.
Yeah, like what's that one
What's
called?
the name of that movie? Shit. Let me find out.
That one
The
was
End of
alright.
Days.
At the end of that one was alright though. True
like-
Lies is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Fucking love
Remember
True.
that scene where she's dancing?
Not even have to do with the
No, but still. That's a good scene.
no man. I mean
Predator, fucking awesome.
Predator was awesome.
Let me put all the filmography.
I'm trying to think of one that sucks. Like that really sucks.
76 movie.
Ah, Batman and
Kung
Robin.
Fury 2, he's on that one?
And what?
He's gonna be on Kung Fury 2. He's gonna be the president.
That's cool.
I was like, no, in Batman and Robin, he's fine.
He was funny.
Yeah, he's the best character in that movie.
Everybody chill. There's a freeze coming.
Aftermath, that was okay movie. That's from Netflix.
Eh.
Killing Gunther.
I was like, now you're just telling us that he does have a bunch of unforgettable
Yeah,
movies,
let's
forgettable.
Let's stop right there. We're not gonna go to that.
But anyways, I mean, I think he's good. Like he's iconic. You know, like I don't think we have
Yeah,
another Arnold. Maybe.
not even his competitors at the time when he became let's
No,
say
'cause they're all
Terminator
different.
And all his
Like
characters.
Stallone is his own thing too.
Yeah, he's Rambo.
Yeah, it's his own.
And not just like Rambo, but you mean like Demolition Man, fucking.
The only difference that
Rocky.
he doesn't have a.
He
like,
just talks like this.
Yeah. He doesn't have a one-liner for every movie he has.
And
That's the only big difference.
There's still like a lot of one-liners though for him. I think he's, but all those action stars from, because even Van Damme
They're
had his
iconics.
accent. Remember,
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Dolph Lardner.
he fucking disappeared. Jackie Chan, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
just got
still
old.
going. He's old, but he's still doing a. What was that movie? There's a movie where his daughter gets killed and he saw that's something explode.
That was gonna be like
The-
Rush Hour
No,
11.
the store explodes where she's buying like getting her prom dress or something.
I never got like everybody loved Rush Hour either.
Oh,
like,
that one's from Netflix. That's a
Oh,
really good movie there.
Chris Tucker is annoying as hell, man.
He still is. And they're
Fucking-
making another Rush Hour.
Yeah, I
movie.
know. That's why I was like, fuck, man.
The only good thing about it's gonna be Jackie Chan.
The only really good part that I like, because everybody says like, I always tell like, oh, Friday is awesome. I was like, I don't know if it's that awesome. I think that it's a cultural like movie
It is, but not
for
not
African
something-
Americans.
Yeah, not something that we get too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's for like, don't fucking lie to
Like,
me
make a
and be
movie
like
about
white
the-
and tell me like my favorite movie's Friday. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
You're not gonna get that from a Mexican.
the
No.
fucking I know like no fucking white person likes machete. Like,
No, but we do.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, we get it.
Yeah,
I'll
we've
tell
been
him
like,
that-
yeah, I would do the same thing
That's-
if shit happens like that.
I was telling him that since they were in Mexico for Terminator, that they should have done like a Mexican Terminator, and it was like Danny Trejo that was fucking
Now,
badass.
he has one-liners all the time, even in interviews.
yeah.
He's the king of the one-liners, man.
Ahorita vuelvo, cabrón. And
Yeah.
just fucking-
Said I'll be back. I
That
los
would have been
guacho.
fucking badass.
I los guacho.
I mean, that would have been too cheesy, maybe, but
Yeah, it would
That
for
would
us-
make a good
for us
Terminator
Mexican.
parody.
it would have been cool if the new Terminator would have turned into him for like a second.
Yeah, for Danny
In
Trejo.
Mexico, yeah.
But here's the, and then going back to this new Terminator, Dark Fate. What do you think about the new Terminator, basically known as the RevNet 9, which is now it's a different company that makes them.
What are they called? The
Rev
fucking-
9.
No, the company Legion.
Yeah, Legion.
Legion is
Well,
the company.
basically it's a program in this case because Grace mentions that Skynet never happened, so whatever
I like to
Sarah
that-
did worked. But now that thing that happened, it's an AI program for military,
I like too that they show in the
which
beginning
makes
that
it
like
now harder to actually destroy the beginning.
that like machines are taking over jobs. Like
Oh yeah, they show that.
like it's true.
and in Mexico, which it's an eye opener.
Yeah, they're all like, they don't have that money. What? Where'd they get that
Mexico,
shit?
Come on, not even in that city.
That machine would have been like all made out of other parts.
Yeah,
That looked too nice to be
we
there.
got the Captain bottles still welded on there, welded on the system.
With a hanger at the
Yeah,
end.
with a hang. They're fixing it with welding it with a hanger.
It's an
The
arreglo
blowtorch.
chicano. Like,
Yeah, Chicano fix.
they just like, do like the
And
dumbest.
it wasn't gonna be silent. It was gonna make all these weird
Also, we
squeaky
thought.
noises like.
Also, we thought that they were crossing the border in the train, and they weren't.
Oh no, we're like, are they in India?
Yeah.
No, and then we realized, oh, they're just going to the border.
I just thought
In the
I
train.
thought that they were gonna do that that shit in that scene, like when they're like pulling everybody up into the train.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna happen like in Heartbreak Kid. You know, remember? When like they're all like, come on, and then like they're helping him inside, and then they beat the shit out of him, and they just throw him back. It's just a bunch of hobos. That would have been cool, dude, if they do that to Danny and like, hey, what? And then the war just like it turned out it's just a bunch of hobos just
started the whole thing. There's their fault not getting killed, the hobos.
I mean, that would have been bad. But I don't know. I mean, I really like this movie.
It's a good action movie.
I do think it has its flaws. It's not scary at all,
No.
Like Terminator 1.
They lost that the scary fact from the second one.
No slow motion parts. Yeah, well, yeah, there is. The fucking bullet. When they shoot the bullet.
Oh
like
yeah,
it's
when
so
they
slow.
open to get the plane's hatch.
And when she fucking kills the fly.
Oh yeah, that's to prove so they understand.
I didn't like that because in T2 the way that they show he's a robot is like this creepy ass fucking scene where he takes his glove
But
with
in this
his
one
skin.
she cannot take it
Yeah,
because she's still human. She feels pain. Anything. She
she still has like parts.
Yeah, she's saying
That's why
hands.
she was almost felt like she was diabetic. Like
I mean,
she had to shoot up her insulin.
Well, insulin mixed with
you know?
a few different things.
Yeah.
My wife showed me a shirt today just because you said the diabetic. She showed me a shirt today that instead of saying like I'm diabetic, it's a shirt that say I'm diabitching. I'm diabitching. No, but yeah, I mean I get it. I get that, but like it.
But it's a mixture.
I don't
right?
know.
Like a different.
It felt like
I think there's even Xanax in that one.
It felt like fucking Karate Kid.
Yeah, it's a Karate Kid moment.
I was like, I don't know.
But yeah, she doesn't
But I can't
even
think of a
heal
better way.
quick or anything.
No.
She heals like a normal human. She's just enhanced. She said
She's
like
just
I'm
stronger.
faster,
And
stronger.
she can do it in like spurts though. Like she can only
Yeah.
use all her strength and
Yeah.
shit in some spurts.
And then it's spurt, yeah, because she starts like overheating.
That's kind of
like
the
her
flaw.
Body starts
So it's like,
overheating
wouldn't she
because
just
all
need
the
time to
mechanism.
relax and
Yeah,
recuperate,
but,
not shoot up?
When she said she
Yeah.
needed water, I thought it was just like she was
Like,
overheating
oh
or some
man,
shit.
man, she's got a leak on the radiator. No,
And that was she's like
that would be funny as fuck. Like
She's
my
like-
radiator's leaking.
she's fucking laying like that, and the fucking Danny's like cooking an egg on her.
Like, yep.
Holy shit!
Shit,
Like
she
the
is
radiator. And she has the little fucking. You open it for the wipers.
Like I can't see shit. Like
When it-
something spurts to the eyes.
What this green shit? The antifreeze.
Oh, the
Like an-
windshield cleaner.
No, but the antifreeze too, like for the radiator.
That's why.
Fucking funny, dude. Or like, don't open it when it's hot.
You get all the steam and burn you.
That's how Danny goes. No, I really like this movie. I think for me, I had a good time at the theater. It wasn't boring ever.
No.
Pretty funny.
And we were on
Arnold
those
at the
nice
beginning
chairs
of the
that
show.
they reclined. I like, oh shit, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, we didn't. Like it was.
I
pretty
was
good.
fully reclined.
And we were fucking. We had just eaten, so
Yeah, we were
very
full. We were stuffed.
that's a good recipe for falling asleep.
Yeah.
But it was cool as shit. For me, I think it has like I said, it has like some flaws here and there, and I think it kind of sucks that people are
It's
not
always
gonna.
a time travel. That's
People
kinda
are not
gets
going to
Yeah.
see it right now. Like it says that I think it needs to make like 140 million.
No, dude, I think it already reached.
No, they said that they were
What was it like?
Well, this
70 or
weekend-
90 so far.
not even. I think it was like 40 or 20.
40.
It was like really low. They
Wow.
said like they were number one, but like it wasn't. They're saying that they're not sure if they're gonna make their money back, which kind of fucking sucks. But I think that it's suffering because of the other movies.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because of this movie. I
We
don't.
still have Joker out right now.
Joker is still on
Maleficent.
there. I think Maleficent hasn't even made that much.
Now here's the thing: it's $29 million already domestic till this day,
Yeah.
and 124 million worldwide. So there
That's-
goes.
I mean, if they even get to break even, that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Because that
but
means that they're probably not gonna make another one. You know, like it
they
doesn't
might,
matter.
'cause you never know.
I think that it got ruined by the other ones. I think that that's what fucked it
Yeah,
up.
the shitty timelines they keep created after James Cameron lost the rights.
Yeah.
That
Well-
probably were ruined it, but
And we know
give
that
it a
it's like,
chance and just go see and like, oh.
and we know
it
that James
is.
Cameron, you know, but like a lot of people don't watch that shit. They just see, oh, new Terminator movie, but they're like, well, the last three sucked. So
Yeah,
why
just
would I go
ignore
see it?
those last three
So I mean,
and the series.
it does that. That fucking brings it down. Like that fucking sucks because like I would really
I
wish.
still have faith for this one.
Not that it's like not that they make another one, but I would like them to get money for them at least to do like other shit, you know?
Yeah.
For them to at least like, oh, let's make, you know, maybe we know that all these people like it, let's make a cool video game. Oh, let's make this, let's make that, you know, because this is just gonna kill the franchise, and that's what fucking sucks. And
it sucks because if that happens, Cameron just got it back.
I don't want to see
After,
it.
I don't know. How
Nah, that
many years.
fucker has a shitload of money.
Yeah,
I don't think he gives a shit anymore.
But still, he's
Titanic
he's
2.
the rise of the Titanic.
The Rise of the Titanic. There is one. There's a Titanic 2. I don't know who made
There
it.
is.
Yeah, look it up. It's a Titanic 2. It's stupid.
Nah,
Why would
I
there be a
don't even- I don't
Titanic?
even want to look it up.
Yeah.
There is. It's stupid. But Avatar, I wish that there would have been more money so he made more Terminator movies instead of Avatar.
Yeah, instead of Avatar, but
Like Avatar is, it's an alright movie,
he
but
made it even richer. That's why he wants to do more Avatar.
but whatever. So
and I think Disney's involved now,
so anyway,
so it's unlimited.
I guess with
budget
that
now.
said, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna say 8 T800s
Wow.
Oh,
out of 10, which is fine.
it's yeah.
And that's for me though. Like maybe for a regular person,
It might be lower.
no.
higher.
Well,
You
and
never
go
know.
see it at least once. Like
Yeah.
it's a cool action movie.
And then watch it
Yeah.
in the movie. in
If
the
you just want to
theaters.
take your mind off of shit,
Then
like
yeah.
really, you just go and see
Yeah.
it. You don't
It'll-
even need to fucking think about
No, it'll
as
just,
much things that we
yeah.
thought about.
It'll reset your mind for the day.
Yeah. So
It'll help de-stress.
It's
all
a
that.
it's a good time. Go with your friends, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a cool movie. So I say 8 out
And
of
if
10.
you're looking for a good action movie so far, that was a good
Yeah.
one.
Totally. Which? What do you give it?
7. I'll be backs out of 10.
Oh.
It's still good. I
Yeah.
mean,
For me,
Yeah.
and this is just basing off.
is it
of
better
me-
than Shopping Mall though? Yeah, Shopping Mall is.
Yeah. For me, I'm
terrible.
basing it off of
Yeah.
what I know from T1 and T2.
Yeah.
So following the original timeline, I'll do give it a 9. Let's call it on this one Sarah Connors. Out of 10.
No, I thought you were gonna say like out of 12. It's like the same shit. Just fucking taking away the. But yeah, I mean it's a cool. There's
It's a good action movie for sure.
Yeah.
it's a really, I think it's a really good action movie.
I enjoyed it so way
because
way more than I thought
there-
I was.
a lot
Just
of-
don't overanalyze it.
Because I went there feeling like, oh, I hope they don't fuck it up like the other ones.
'Cause
Because
there's
I
a-
already knew it was gonna be like, fuck the other ones. This is the third one.
A lot of movies are coming out. A lot of action movies are coming out now. That like the ones that are really good are like they don't have action until maybe the last 20 minutes, and then the last 20
Yeah, and
minutes are
this
like
one
really
is
good.
goes
Kinda like-
Like Avengers.
Well,
Endgame.
kind of like Drive
Oh,
though,
man, that took a while.
That took
fucking-
2 hours, and then the last hour
Yeah.
was.
which I get it. I do get it. At the end of the movie, he wanted to stay. Like he's like, "Is there a stinger?" I'm like, "Come on, man."
That's the problem with Marvel movies now.
But there was.
There was?
Yeah.
You
fucking
do it,
told
dude.
you.
You do it, dude. I
You don't see anything, but you just hear it.
Oh, alright.
see?
I'll do.
It goes dark, and you,
You
just
see?
hear it. And
Nah,
then
dude,
that's
I
it.
fucking hate that shit. Like I
From where?
hate.
From where are you talking about? Endgame or?
Yeah.
Oh no,
No,
we
no,
knew
we're talking
Endgame.
about
We were
Terminator.
talking about
Oh
Terminator.
no. For Terminator, yeah, we left.
That's what I was telling. I was dude.
But here's the thing: I blame Marvel movies for doing
that.
that. Yeah, because now you're. For some reason, I expect like a fucking teaser or anything at the end of every movie I see now. Like, shit.
There's gonna be a point all the time where Marvel is gonna like suck. Like it just happens. Everything
year.
happens in fucking.
It's bound to happen.
You know, everything happens, especially because they're doing so much. But like Pixar, everything's good with Pixar because they do like a movie every fucking
Every
like
2, 3,
5
4 years.
I hate Pixar.
You hate it? Well, but you know what I mean,
They
though.
created that shitty Toy Story. I don't like.
I
those.
think-
I still never watched.
I
it.
think
No.
I think they do. At least they give it more because of like more time because of the time that they have. And when like you just start making like, oh, we're just making
Yeah,
a
they're-
I
shit.
don't know, they're
They're
doing the
rushing
same
it.
thing.
That's what started happening with Star Wars. That's why fucking Star Wars were like
They
people were.
just
like,
restarted everything in Star Wars.
well,
It's the
yeah,
same
but they
story.
stopped making a movie a year because they were doing one movie a year,
Oh,
and then they were
skipped-
like,
oh yeah, they did skip one
after
year
Han
for-
Solo-
before this.
after the Solo one, they were like, yeah, we're not doing a movie a year because everybody like panned.
And now finally they say, oh, this is the last one. That's the Skywalker
No, this is
saga.
the Skywalker. Yeah, but they're not doing one a year like they
No,
had.
now they're coming out with the.
So
Mandalorian.
Marvel is doing like 5 a year or some shit. At one
Yeah.
point, it's gonna suck, and I was telling
It's
him,
already too much for Marvel.
if
Like,
it goes
tone it
down, they're gonna show. There's gonna come a point where a stinger comes out, and then nothing's gonna come out for that
'cause
stinger.
of
because they run out of ideas.
So I'm like, fucking like, stop it with your fucking stingers, man. Like, why don't you, if you have social media and shit, like, why don't you release like those things? Like, okay,
when
it's
the
been
new
like,
movie's coming
it's
out.
been like
Yeah.
a month of the movie. Let's put a little stinger. Like, instead of like fucking having to
And-
sit there and like,
And then don't do it like Endgame.
no, and then in
'Cause-
Spider-Man,
Oh no, what Spider-Man? They brought it in and then now they put it back on the theaters.
no, and then they do that shit. They started doing that shit too, where they have like a middle credit stinger, and then an end one.
That came out on Guardians of Volume 2.
Oh, dude, I'm
Yeah,
not
they-
just like,
how many they had? Like 4 or
fucking
5?
end it, man.
But now we gotta end this.
Yeah, every time I go to the movies with my
We're
wife, and
deviating now. We already said
they're like,
we gotta end this.
Are
We're going back
you-
to Marvel now.
are we gonna stay for this thing? I'm like, fuck that, I'll YouTube it. Like, if there's something, YouTube, fuck it.
Yeah.
Cause come on, man, like they just have us sit there. We already been there for like 2.5 hours or
Now
some
we gotta
shit.
stay for another hour.
So let's fucking do away
Without-
with stingers.
Yeah, for a while.
Trailers too. Fuck, man, like I wish it was
Just
like
one.
2 or 3, or
What?
1.
No,
Just do one and that's
it
it.
used to be in the theaters like the lights go on, off. Now you get 10-minute trailers. Now you get like 30 minutes of trailers. Movies, I mean, lights go off, and now you get 10 more minutes.
It's out of
Fuck.
control, man. Like fuck, like you get there and it's like trailer and trailer and trailer. You're already like finishing your popcorn and shit, and
Yeah.
fucking trailer.
And that's a big fucking tub of popcorn. Like, god damn it.
I'm like fucking.
You're already
shit,
stuffed
dude.
before the 10 minutes of the movie.
I've already seen Black Christmas trailer like 5 times or something. Like I already know the movie. God damn it. But I guess I mean they should put like a new movie that kind of relates to whatever's coming out.
Yeah, but
Because what if fucking Ford versus Ferrari looked pretty cool, but
that's a historical
what the
movie when it
fuck
comes
does it have to
racing.
do with Terminator?
Nothing.
Exactly.
But what other action movies coming out?
Yeah. What they could've put.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
could've-
throw it in there. I guess like 2 of them, but come on.
Just throw a throwback for T1 and T2.
Yeah, that's what they do in
Go
Alamo.
watch these 2
Alamo.
movies.
At Alamo, that's what they do.
Oh, they're doing that?
They're forever. They always put
Whatever
something
the movie it is.
that's related to
Oh,
it.
Every time I go there,
So
I'm
let's
already
say-
tipsy before the movie starts.
So let's say Evil Dead is gonna come out. They put Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, like the fucking Evil Dead musical shit that happened. They
Was
put
it
everything.
musical?
Yeah, they put everything that relates to the
that.
movie you're gonna watch.
Alright, so
If the movie
Next
had a
time I'll pay
commercial, they
attention.
Yeah,
show
they
a
put the commercials. They
With
put,
cereal. I know they did that for like Ghostbusters.
that's
yeah.
cool.
They would show that.
So that's what they should do, maybe, because I'm fucking sick. I mean, I can look up trailers too. I don't know.
Now we don't even get them on TV anymore, right? Trailers?
So
I haven't seen
Super Bowl
I
I
special.
get
haven't-
on TV.
I haven't seen TV in a while.
There you go.
Probably, it'll be probably a few months since I've seen TV.
Okay, so before we go, I just wanted to mention the video games really
Oh
fast.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Nintendo one. I think there's a Super Nintendo one. There's actually a Terminator versus RoboCop one that's pretty alright. That
We
one's
know
for
the Terminator
that,
wins that one.
that one's for Super Nintendo. That one's a pretty cool game. I think that one's one of the like so that play it once maybe and it's cool. It's just like kind of like Contra, I guess.
Yeah.
You're just going around, killing Terminators and like shit like that. It's pretty cool. They actually sell action figures for that, for RoboCop versus Terminator. They still do. I don't know if they're NECA. I think they are. But
NECA is the ones they're doing like
but they
almost
sell
every other movie
they
now.
sell like
Action and
a bunch of,
horror.
and they look fucking cool. The Nintendo for T2 fucking sucks. Their Super Nintendo for T2 too, it sucks. There's 2 though, because they did the shoot 'em up or whatever for the Super Nintendo, which is exactly like the arcade. Just looks a little shittier because Super Nintendo, you know. And I guess the arcade machine, they have that one that's the old one, like that looked like Revolution X for Aerosmith. And then now they have a new one, which kind of was more based, I guess, on Salvation. But that one's cool though. Like it looks fucking cool, and you have machine gun. But there is, and I need you to look it up. There is a very, very good Terminator game, and it's for GameCube. It's the only one. I just don't remember the name, but I have it.
Let me see.
And that one is a third-person shooter, and you're using basically Arnold, and it has his voice and everything. But that game's badass, and it's really overlooked, like because
Terminator
it was on GameCube.
3: The Redemption.
Is it the Redemption?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it looks like a first-person shooter.
No, well, you see him walking in front of you, third person.
It is a first-person shooter, and then it also has its moments for
Well, it's all in third person, and I think the first person
third
parts
person,
are when
and
you're
then-
in the Gatling gun.
the
and
Gatling
shit.
gun. Yeah, it's right here. It's only on the Gatling gun.
So that game is awesome. Nothing to do with the fucking
Dolphin
movie.
5.0 came on that one.
It doesn't have to do anything with the movie. So with the T3 movie,
No. So,
So-
it's just its own.
it's fucking badass. That game, if you want to play a good Terminator game, play that one. It was overlooked because it was on GameCube, and GameCube kind
Oh,
of
here
failed.
it is. No. Terminator 3: The Redemption is a video game based on the Terminator series, more specifically the film Terminator 3.
But it doesn't like
Doesn't
play like. Well, it doesn't even, because I don't think it's because this fucking Terminator 3 movie sucks. But just the way you play it, because you're in the future.
Oh,
in that
here's
one
the.
too.
That's why it was by Paradigm Entertainment. So they were the ones who owned.
But
Wow,
that
the
fucking
rights.
game is pretty fucking cool. If you're gonna play a Terminator game, I guess play that one. Unless you have the like some place that has still the shoot 'em ups and shit. Those are pretty alright. I had it for Game Gear actually.
Well, the ones that I always like were the ones that have in the movie theaters.
Yeah, those are
yeah.
the ones I mean. And there's
Okay.
the new one is fucking badass that has the machine guns, and you just fucking grab them and shit. But there's an alien one for that too.
Yeah, there's aliens and predators.
But yeah, if you're gonna play a game, I would say the GameCube one for like a home console.
Right.
Everything else, that one's a really good one and overlooked. So just play that. Maybe we'll play it and we'll show it here for another episode. Not right now.
Nah, it'll be for a
We
game
still have
trap.
Luigi's Mansion to finish.
It'll be for a game trap.
But yeah, but with that said, I guess just click like, share, subscribe.
Ring the bell.
The fucking giveaway ended. We're gonna do it soon. I don't know exactly when. Let's figure out shit, and then we'll do it.
Figure out for this week, and we'll probably do it for next week.
Yeah, and we'll probably do it with Raul because he's the one that's like all into that shit.
Yeah.
And just we'll keep you updated with that.
It'll be soon.
Check
so-
out the Instagram because that's where we'll put the story
Yeah.
and probably the live feed of what happens. So
Yeah, it'll
just
be cool to do the live feed.
so just keep up with that. Nitro Podcast, and then we have Nitro Podcast at Facebook too. The name right now, it says the Madness Hour.
We're still waiting for that.
But you can still
Facebook.
look for us as Nitro Podcast, and then the Madness Hour is gonna come out. But
That is
just
that-
like us,
yeah.
because we're having a little bit of trouble changing the name. I guess Facebook is waiting for somebody to like release a stupid name. So like whatever, just like us. Whatever, we put like a bunch of shit there too now. Everything that goes there goes into Instagram, goes into Facebook. So
Yeah, okay.
so
They'll be able to get the link straight from there too, right?
yeah. So
Alright.
like. We can post the exact link on Facebook
Got it.
if it's easier for you if you don't have Instagram. Hopefully we'll move on to other things too, but for now I
That'll
think
be in the future.
our hands are full.
Oh yes.
But thank you so much for watching. Again, thanks so much for every single follower or subscriber for last month. We did great, almost 50 subscribers.
That's cool.
So let's keep at it, and please keep supporting, especially if you're an El Pasoan. We're here.
Yeah.
So, so I am the Creep,
I'm Dr. Porn.
I'm the witch.
and we'll see you next time.
Laters.
Bye.
Ah,